Hi guys, so today for Freeform Friday, full disclosure, I'm actually filming it the day before, which I never do. You know, I like to film in the morning, but I thought, you know what, I have the time. I gotta get caught up and do things and get these things going. So today's Freeform Friday, I'm gonna use the new Pretty Playful Slimline die from LDRS Creative. I've had this for a couple, I guess a week or so now, but they brought this out for HSN's Craft Day, and I believe it's still available, at least as of the day, well, today, which is Thursday, but hopefully it'll still be there. I'll have the link in the description box, and of course any links I have there are affiliate links, which means I'll make a small commission if you purchase items to those links. So today, I was looking at it because I've been wanting to use this, and I don't know if I want to do like stenciling, don't want to get a little bit messy, but then I decided on, you know what, let's just get a little bit kind of technique-y, I guess, in a way, maybe. I know we have the Slimlines, and now everyone's talking about mini Slimline. It's like, okay, let's slow down. I want to call them mini Slimmies, but does that sound weird? Mini Slimmies? It just kind of rhymes, but it doesn't rhyme, right? So it's kind of fun. I thought, okay, you want to get smaller. How about we get much bigger? So I was looking at this, and I'm like, you know, it's a nice, sweet panel. So I think what I'm going to do, and as you saw in the intro there, or probably, and by the title, is like a gatefold card with these big panels. So a double slim, I don't know, gatefold, it's just a gatefold card. So I think what's cool about this is that the numbers are gonna be very easy. We're gonna play with the flowers. I really like this flower, and I think this will work with this, but I'm gonna use this little guy because it has lots of different layers. I don't know if you can tell, but this one behind here cuts out a layer for this guy to layer on, and then this piece cuts out from the center. So it's very interesting. I know Angie, when she presented it, the lady there from LDRS had said, nothing wastes here. So even though this whole circle cuts out the center, obviously you can cut out from a different color and then mix and match them, or put that dot center in this guy, you know, however you want to do whatever you want to do with these guys. So it's really cute. So I was like, well, let me grab some paper. I'm like, do I want pattern paper? So I'm looking through my 8.5 by 11, even the 12 by 12 paper, but really 8.5 by 11 paper. And I found this paper pack. It's called Preppy Beach. And this is old. So if Michael still has it, you know, great. But if they don't, I mean, this is really old. And I thought I even have another one already because I really like this colorway. But it has like a slate, like a brown, kind of deep brown color in there. Sorry, this is kind of weird. It has like a lighter brown. It has the blue, kind of a teal, and then like a coral and like a deeper or peachy color. And so I think what I'm going to do is challenge myself to use these colors, just what's in here. As you can see, maybe you can tell, there are no leaves in here. I guess you could probably fashion a leaf from something here, but there aren't leaves in this set. So I thought, okay, this is what we're gonna do. Ooh, that sounded not good. I am going to, just real quickly in my mind, I thought, okay, if you have a gatefold and it's a slimline, and you know I like my slimlines to be 3.5 by 8.5. Okay, so it's gonna still be 8.5 tall, but it has to double for the 3.5 on either side, so that's 7. But then the back of it, right, the base of the card also has to be 7. So 7 comes up 3.5, 3.5, and when you fold it together, it's 7 again. So that's 14 inches, right? And even a 12 by 12 paper is not going to get you there. I mentioned before I have some Cricut paper that's 12 by 24, but I'm not going to use that. So there's a couple things we can do here. I'm going to use this as the base of my card, this color. And then I'm going to use the panels in this beautiful, oh my gosh, this colorway is so pretty. And this, and then we're going to do our flowers with the other stuff. So let me put this up here. Oh my goodness, I'm always just stacking things. There's a big stack of stuff on my Gemini Junior. Okay. The other thing is I want to close it with ribbon. So what I'm going to do right now is, because this will help us close it with ribbon. If you don't want to close it with ribbon, then I have a quicker way for you to do this. If you just want the card to close and don't mind. So again, our paper's already 8.5, so we don't have to cut anything there. It is 11 inches long. So I need to cut a 7-inch panel. And since I want to add the ribbon and we're going to make our own flaps, I need 2 7-inch panels. So one covers the flaps, you know, the area that I'm going to stick on here that doesn't look too pretty. But let's say you don't want ribbon. So what you can do is cut your paper at, let me think, 7 plus 3.5, 10.5 inches. So you're basically only going to cut 1/2 inch off your paper. And you're going to score it at 3.5 inch on the one side. Do the same thing with this other one. And so when you layer them together, let me see if I can get much further up. You see my little junk over here. All you do is stick those two together, and now you have your panels, right? It's not gonna look that great because they're here. You have a line, but you don't have one on the other side, but you can do it that way, right? Do you understand? So now this will be folded here, this will be folded here, and they'll meet in the middle. But what I'm going to do is something different. So I'm gonna cut these, so we have 7-inch panels. So from each piece, I'm gonna cut a piece that is 7 inches. Ooh. That is going to be behind, and it's still 8.5. Ooh, you know what? I was gonna cut it at 6.5. It looked kind of small. Just that 1/2 inch really did surprise me. I'm like, that doesn't look right. Okay, and maybe I should cut both these pieces of paper together so that they're exactly the same, but that's okay. So 7 inches. And then that means we have this piece left over that should be 4 inches. Yep. And that's all we're gonna do on both of them. So I'll be right back. So we have two 7-inch pieces that are basically gonna layer on top of each other. 7 by 8.5. And then we have these 4-inch pieces. And all we're gonna do with these 4-inch pieces is score them at 1/2 inch. Because that'll leave our 3.5 inches. And I'm gonna bevel this just a little bit because I'm gonna stick these in between our papers like this, right? That's gonna make the flap. They're gonna be glued in between. And I don't want it to just be right at the edge. It looks a little bit unfinished that way. So I'm just going to take this, and bevel that, and bevel this. And I'll do the same thing with this other one. Score it at 1/2 inch and I'll be right back. Okay, so let's go ahead and score these on those score lines that we made. Again, just 1/2 inch in. And that's gonna be our base card. Now this is just a way I came up with. If you have something better, you know, do it that way. All right, let's see. Here and here. And if we're lucky, that'll nestle in there. So basically we're gonna glue these together like this. And then this guy nestled in here too, in between. Okay, it's gonna be a big card. That's so fun. And let me see how far in. It's a little gap right here, so I'm wondering what that's about. Hold on. Again, it's probably that folding. You know how when we do a pop-up card and it has my little pet peeve. But guess what? I am going to fix that by taking a little bit off of these two papers. Let's adjust for that. Again, it's because of the scoring and folding. It takes a little negligible amount off here and there. This drives me nuts. This thing really wants to just fall down on its own. What I'm gonna do is try to get this on here nicely and just take a little bit off. That is like the smallest, I would say maybe 1/8 of an inch. And you never know, maybe you don't have to do it. It just depends on how you're scoring and how much it actually takes off. If your guillotine was off or your cutter was off in one direction, you know, however. All right, we're gonna glue these guys in. So, boop, boop. So I'm gonna put glue, I'll glue it to the back panel first. Actually, I'm gonna be naughty, hold on. Yeah, I am being a little bit naughty here. I'm gonna take that off. I guess I could just switch it to the other side. Doesn't matter. We want to put the ribbon in between these two things after this is stuck on. So I will stick this down first, the front part. Now, ask yourself if I actually do make these up as I go along. Yes, I absolutely do. I just had an idea. I'm like, this should work. Hold on, let's see. And a lot of times because I made something similar in the past, so like I have an idea that it's gonna work, but you know, who knows. Okay, so that's that one. Let me make sure this one. And I didn't check the sizing again because I was just gonna stay with it regardless. Look at that. Much better. You just had to take a little bit off. Okay, I'm gonna glue this one on the other side the same way. I'm gonna get my ribbon ready, which is basically not doing anything but waiting for this to set up. And you know, sometimes if you want to make a really big gatefold, you have to do stuff like this, or if you want to add ribbon in or however. So it's a very familiar pattern for me. Look at that. Perfect. I'm just going to turn it over because I know I put glue on the other side. All right, I'm going to let this set up and I'll be right back. I just got some ribbon. This is some grosgrain ribbon, probably Hobby Lobby. Very thin feeling. I really like this little ribbon. I don't like when it's really like stiff. Kind of like what sometimes it comes in the Craft Companion boxes. It's hard for me to like make bows with that because it's really stiff. So this stuff's pretty kind of floppy, as you can see, so it makes it very easy. And all I did was wrap it around and I eyeballed it and then I measured it for you guys just so if you're wondering, this is 31 inches of ribbon. And if you like round numbers, then probably 30 inches would be okay. All right, So let's take what's going to be the back. I don't know if there's really a back or a front to this. I don't care that much. This is 8.5 inches. I'm just going to put some glue on here. It's 8.5 inches tall, so I'm just trying to see where I put the ribbon if I want it to be right in the center. And hopefully you can see what I'm doing. I'm just putting quite a bit of glue. All the way up to the edge, because I do want that to really... Not so much that's seeping out everywhere, but enough, you know, to keep it closed. Okay. And again, I mentioned this glue dries really fast. If you want to use something more slimy and slippery like this stuff, that'll give you some time to work with it. It is going to take longer to dry, but all purpose like this one, zip dry, sorry, I don't know why I'm saying zig, is a great glue that also gives you a little bit of time, but it also dries quick. That's why it's called zip dry. So let's see, 2, 4... Oh, there goes some 2, 4. I'm just trying to see where the middle section would be. Let's move this up on my grid. Sorry about that. I live near hospitals and fire departments. 2, 4, 2, 4. That looks good. I'm gonna put it like right here. Of course, you know me, I'm not looking for exact, but good enough. Right there would be great. That's about halfway. And I'm just gonna take this part and plop it down over that. You could also stick that down with some dry adhesive before you start doing anything else. That looks pretty good. I'm gonna give it a little zhuzh, turn it over and kind of straighten that out if I need to at all. Looks like it needs to go this way a little bit. And just looking from the back and seeing kind of where I'm at. I need to come this way. Not bad. Again, this is the back of the card, so not the biggest deal. Ooh, all right, guys, that is our big boy Gatefold Slimline. All right, I'm gonna put this to the side with some weight on it just to keep it together. I'm gonna take out some of those coral colors and the pinky peachy and that teal color, and I'll be right back. The next thing to do is to cut our panels. And again, you can get, that's cute. You can get super artsy with this. You wanna do some inking, distressing, all of that. Let me open this up. I'm going to run this through the marquee again because I have the extended folders. If you don't have folders or, you know, I don't know what your machine is. This one's about 3.5 inches wide, a little bit less than that. You can double it up again if you only have the small folders, let's say for, I don't know if I can grab one. Put your paper, put your die as far as you can go, run it through, it's going to be hanging out. And then carefully remove it, turn it to the other side, and run it through again. Some people put two together, like they'll put this one plus another one. I mean, I have the long dies, long folders, but they'll put two together like this and go for it. So there's ways to get around not having a longer set of cutting tools. Same thing with if it was the Empress or Gemini, which this should be fine. They're about 8.5 inches long. So I'm gonna run this through the marquee right quick. 2 times. I'm gonna get one and then another one, and I'll be right back. Okay. And this guy. So for me, I'm just cutting them out. I'm not gonna, like I said, do anything funky or fun with them. Look at that. Again, you can run any die that's a thin metal die through any company's machine, or use their dies in a machine that's not the same brand. That part doesn't matter. I get that question very often. Pretty much daily. So as long as it's a thin metal die, the only ones that you're going to run into problems if you have those big dies, or what they used to call steel rule dies. Well, they still call them like that. The big steel rule dies that basically started all this. Those thick ones, you need like a Big Shot or Cuttlebug, even though Cuttlebug obviously is not supported anymore, but you would need something like that. Okay, so I guess I'm going to stick these down because I'm not going to do anything with them. And let's see how these are going to mat in here. Aw, so cute. And what I was thinking about this too is like this would be lovely for a big picture, just kind of like I did the other day with the tonic gatefold. But this would be a really nice size, right, for a nice big picture. Okay, I am going to stick these down. I'm trying to think if I am going to use Nuvo. I suppose I will. Okay, and I'm just going to glue them down. I do want to say, like a lot of times when I say review or a tutorial or however, there's only like one review on HSN for these, maybe 2. But the person said that they did not cut and something else, and it's very rare that dies don't cut. They might skip a part, and it used to be back in the day with the Cuttlebug, I had this problem a lot. just because like sometimes in the center it wouldn't cut because the pressure isn't the same as like the newer machines, you know. A lot of times it's your shim. Something's up, you know. It's not normally the die. Only very rarely I've had issues with a die like it has a dead area or dead spot. But you know, you can always exchange it. But a lot of times it's you're not using the right sandwich or have enough pressure or whatever. So I'm just following up and saying that these work for me. And which kind of reminds me, whenever you purchase something, if you can leave a review, especially when the item works, that's always better. Usually people will leave reviews because they're upset, right? So if it works, let's take the time and do that. Okay, I'm gonna do the same thing with the other side and hold it down and all that good stuff, and I'll be right back. As you can see, I have things helping me hold it down over here. All right, I'm gonna put this under a box because I still have a box from Craft's Companion that came in recently. I'm just, a sub box, I'm just gonna put that on top of this, and look at that. So cute. And then you can always mat the inside too, with, you know, the same color, whatever it is that you wanna do, but let me put this down. And put that box on top. Let's put another box. Let's make it 2 boxes. All right. And I had mentioned I was gonna bring the paper out. Of course I didn't do that yet. So, I know a lot of these same colors come in other kits that Recollections put out because they do a lot of like color families or colorways, but these are just such pretty colors. I don't know if the blue is really my favorite, but it'll be a pop of color, so might as well use it. Just because I was thinking like, you know, nice sweet tones like these other ones. I have no idea what I want to do with this, so I did want to use this one like I said. So what's interesting about these is like this one, that middle piece does pop out of it. It's gonna cut out. Oh goodness, I don't want to hurt my nails. You know what? Let's use something else. Maybe this one. No way. You know what? Let's start from the outside. Let's go from the outside in. How about that? There we go. Now, got it? Okay. So this guy, all this little piece will pop out of it. So that's fine. But what I like is that we have this guy that we can back it with. Instead of just having to put it on your paper like completely if you want that center, you know what I'm saying? This little circle center, I believe also, if it cuts out, or not if, when you cut it out, you can pop that on this and it'll cover that whole area that's kind of missing. Just another way to use it. But what I'm going to do, I'm not going to use this big guy, I don't think. I was just imagining like a little, just a little array of flowers. So I think, let me cut one out and see what I think. So I wanted to put the blue behind it. I don't know if they're all going to have blue behind them, you know what I'm saying? And then just layer these 2 differently is kind of what I was thinking about doing. But let me cut a strip of blue paper that's going to be wide enough to do this. And I want several flowers here and there, and maybe they won't all have the 3 layers, but it looks like we kind of need them. And then these guys, I'm imagining like 3 and 3 because that's how I like to do things, but... And I wonder if I can send these through together. Let's experiment, right? I'm gonna put these 2, and get a folder. Nope, hold on. I don't want the paper to end up getting messed up there. Ooh, even faster and even better. Hold on. Let's get this out. And so that was a very tight fit. Obviously it's gonna squeeze these together, but I want to show you, hold on. Like this one right here looks very nice and smooth. This one has like a little dot in the center of each flower from the die with the release function, you know? So because of how tight it was when it went through. So if that's something that you wouldn't like, then just do them 1 layer at a time. But you know what? I'm okay with this. So basically this is what I'm trying to do. Mix and match these guys. Right, the centers. And this is what I'm saying. If you're using these, obviously you can't have them like in the air because they won't stick together. You need something supporting it behind them. Or putting it straight on your card, right? Flat on your card, that way. Or make some kind of little thing that you can stick behind it. Or like I said, use the circle from the other punch. So I'm gonna cut some of these guys out and I'll be right back, guys. Look how cute they look all sitting here together, and check this out. They're so small, I ran them through basically all at the same time after the first one. So like, I've been popping them out in seconds, right? Because I mean, this is taking very long. Like I said, my only question is, do I want blue behind each flower? Because I kind of want to pile them together. I feel like Like it'd be a little bit much if they all have the blue. I don't know. And then it's a little bit plain for my liking this. So I have an idea. I'll be right back. Weird, but what I'm going to do is emboss them. And I just found this one. This is so cute. Little hearts. And I think they should fit. Well, obviously I can. Yay! And let's do a few at a time. So this is obviously going to warp the edges a little bit, I think. You're not going to see even that much of it. It's just to give it some texture. Something different. So let's put these here. Hold on. Run these through. Seems very much like it's not doing anything, so let's see. Hopefully that's tight enough. If not, I'll double them up. But yeah, no, that's good. What you can see. And I guess if I wanted to, I could run ink over that. So I'm gonna do that to those. And then I have this word like script one. Oh, people ask me all the time if we can put embossing folders in the marquee. Yes. The company themselves had told me not the 3D embossing folders. I've heard of you guys say you run them through anyway, so that's up to you. But if it's too tight and it ends up busting your machine or making your machine not work well anymore for like things that aren't as thick, that's the risk you're taking there. So, I don't know. I wouldn't recommend it. Okay. So cute, just a little texture. Okay, I'm gonna run these other three through and I'll be right back. I guess that means I'm going to be putting, oh, how cute the deboss side too. Ugh. I don't know. Either way, like I said, you're not gonna see much of it, but it's just to add a little something to the background there. You can tell. Okay, now what am I gonna do here? My idea was to layer these up basically like that, right? So that's what I'm going to do. I don't know. I think I want to leave this loose. Actually, so you can even pop these up, but that'll be kind of weird. I have to do some different work to make that work, and I don't want to do that. So let's just do this. Where's me glue? Here it is. All right. So again, I'm going to layer these up in different colors. I'm going to leave the petals alone on this outer edge. So if they want to move or float or do whatever they want, that's fine. I'm going to line this up as best I can. Put a little glue down in here. Oh, you can even, well, you see, maybe not on all of them. And I'm going to use this liquid, this stuff, because I don't want to use dimensional adhesives. But you have little dimensional adhesives, or if you can cut them down, then that definitely will work. And this little guy can pop in here. So still I'm looking at it, I'm still trying to get it in the center, but just giving it a little bit more lift. And I don't think I'm gonna do that with all of them. I'll probably just do it with a few of the flowers. See, has a little bit of, the center has a little bit of lift. That'll be cute. I think I'll only do that with one of the flowers in each area. Okay, so I'm gonna continue on layering them up, and I'll be right back. Okay, I have my flowers right. They're still pretty wet, so I'm not gonna play with them too much, but like I said, I left it so that these little guys can still have some fun. If you wanted to, you know, take some time to fold them, mold them, and do fun things, then you could have done that too. I'm gonna have to do that to all of them now that I did to that one, right? So I'll take a little time just to pop them up. But let me bring my card base back and see exactly what I was trying to do, which y'all know I don't know what that is. So cute. Okay, so I don't know if you noticed, I have the one popped up with the light kind of coral color base flower, and then the other ones are the deeper color. And that's probably not how I'm gonna do it. I always like to put the one in the corner and then the other two, but I always like in 3s, 5s, numbers like that, you know? And then over here I have 2 of the lighter coral plus the one with the deeper coral, and that'll be the one that's on top down here. I just don't know what I'm going to be doing, but it's going to be something very similar to what you see right now. Let me think about it. Again, we have our tie here. Do we want to put a sentiment out here? Do we want to just leave it so when you open it you have your sentiment? You know, I don't know. This is just something I wanted to try out, so I haven't planned that far ahead. Let me kind of play with this a little bit and I'll be right back. Okay, for now this is my placement. So I'm not worried about, I'm going to leave this right here to keep that down. So I'm going to stick these down. Oh, I said I was going to play with these a little bit, huh? All right, we'll do it real quick. I mean, if you're going to put this in an envelope, of course, we're going to have to fashion our own envelope, and I don't know what that would look like. Or I guess you can use a manila envelope and just kind of size it down a little bit. And what I mean by that is like just fold it over when you close it up. It's going to be something like that, and this guy's going to have some dimension on top of that. I'm not really pushing them down quite yet. Just kind of placing them for now. Let me get this guy going. And I'll do the same thing on the top part, obviously, just glue them where they are. Just want to get this a little bit of, just a little bit of dimension. Oopsie. Come on. So cute. I love that little embossing, really just does quite a bit. I'm putting a big glop of this. And right there. And just trying to see kind of where it's at. I think that's good. Trying to see what I'm doing here. Maybe a little bit more this way. I might stick some leaves in here, or maybe later. I don't know. We'll see. Okay, I'm gonna do the same thing and just glue these down just where they're at. Again, flat, and then with the 3D glue gel. I'll be right back. Like this, but let me show you a quick idea. Let's say you did want to make some leaves, and you know, I'm sure we have leaf dies. I would just take some paper and maybe even double or triple it up. Let me think of the best way to do it. Maybe this way. And just cut yourself some leaf shapes. You know, whatever sizes that you want. I don't know. Just a few at a time here. Not the hardest thing. And then to get some texture on these, I think I put them right on the fold. Hold on. I guess we could leave them together with that fold. You know, like I put them right on the fold line. It'd be cute. But I'm gonna trim that away. Hold on. And then put them in your little embossing folder again with the hearts or the word or whatever it is that you have. And I'll run these through real quick. And I'll be right back. Actually, we'll do it together. This video is kind of quick, I think. It feels like it's quick, I don't know. One of my leaves moved, but I think it should be okay. Aww. Now you have these pretty little leaves with some texture, and they just look nice. And then you can tuck them in here and there, wherever it is that you want to place them, right? Like I didn't really glue these down real like all around. I left them kind of free floating, so at this point you can stick leaves wherever it is that you like and have some little leaves here and there if you wanted. You know. So it's just another little idea. So this is just a basic way of making a big card. I hope you guys liked the tutorial. I think it was really fun. It worked up really quickly. And then on the inside, again, a nice big picture, another mat of like that beige paper if you wanted, maybe cut with some of your punches that we've been pulling out recently, or just, you know, mat it in there, and then you can have something else nice in there. Sentiment in there, sentiment maybe tucked in here with the little flowers. I don't know. I don't really know what I want to use this for yet. I'll probably be going home with my mom with another picture in it like I did with the other Gatefold card the other day. And always with the end of your ribbons, just give them a little singeing real quick so they don't unravel. And this depends on the type of ribbon. If it's that ribbon from like the dollar store where it's made of just like plastic, it's not the best thing to try because it'll burn. It turns black really badly before you start kind of singeing it. But maybe if you're really quick. But you know, just regular ribbon, it'll work. Alright guys, thanks for watching. I'll have the links if they're still available, and hopefully you guys like this really big card, and I'll see you guys at the next one. Bye now.